My name is David Brett. I'm the editor of the New Westminster Times, and joining me today is Eric Osmond of the Lower Mainland Purpose Society. He's the youth program director. We're going to be talking today about the New Westminster Youth Hub. Hi, Eric. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you, Dave, for meeting with us today.
Okay, we're going to be talking about this program, which is facing a bit of a crisis. The federal government came up with a grant a couple of years ago. Is that correct?
Right, correct. In 2022, and we've been in operation for the last 3 years.
Okay, and now the feds are not responding to the grant requests, and it's this March 31st deadline is looming. So Eric and his folks are reaching out to bring awareness to what's happening here. But first, let's talk a little bit about where we are. We're in historic Columbia Street in downtown New Westminster. For folks who don't know much about New Westminster, this Army and Navy store was opened in the 1920s, and like the Vancouver Army and Navy historic department store was shut down a few years ago, and it's been repurposed as a facility, much of which is operated by the Lower Mainland Purpose Society. So it's among the various things like a school, an alternative school. There's also the Youth Hub.
Yeah.
So this is where we are. It's a well-known, much beloved store that a lot of people have memories of. So it's good to see this being used for a good purpose. So Eric, maybe you could just describe what is the status of the Youth Hub program right now?
Yes. So currently, we've been trying to communicate with municipal, provincial, federal governments regarding extensions or new funding opportunities. Things are still up in the air. Nothing has been confirmed or finalized at the moment. And just with the time ticking at the end of the month, the fiscal year is wrapping up and not having anything confirmed, we're kind of in limbo right now to see what will happen with the space. And without more funding, we're unfortunately going to have to close our doors.
Okay, what are some of the things that happen at the New Westminster Youth Hub and the kind of ages of kids that you serve?
Yeah. So in the past year alone, we've supported around 350 youth. We support individuals from between ages 12 to 24. Majority of the folks who participate in the program are New West residents. However, we do have youth from surrounding communities, Burnaby, Surrey, Tri-Cities as well. Some of the areas we help youth with is mental health support, substance support, food accessibility, clothing accessibility, mentorship, pro-social activities, education support, volunteering, employment. So trying to cover all the bases and trying to help point people in the right direction again. And we've had individuals who come from severe risk factors, family dysfunction, things like that, and have been able to help a lot of people really turn their lives around and be able to achieve many great things.
Right. Well, one of the challenges for young people oftentimes is simply they don't have anywhere to go.
Right.
Where are they going to go? They're going to hang out at the 7-Eleven. They're going to hang out on the streets. But you're providing a space for them to be and do things as simple as play ping pong. What are some of the other activities that happen here?
Yeah, so we do things like art therapy, music groups, mental health groups. We play a lot of fun activities. We have a little gym. We do some fitness classes together. In the summer, we've done a softball league. So it's a little space for youth to forget all their problems. They might be going through a lot of challenges in life, but once they come through our doors, we're hoping that they can forget about those problems even temporarily, just for a day, and be kids again. A lot of the times they have had to grow up really fast and have had so many different difficult circumstances handed to them at a young age, and we just want to be able to help them in many different ways. And sometimes it might just be putting food in their bellies, helping them get clothes, working on the basic needs, and then being able to support them in the other complicated things in life.
Now, you told us earlier there was something special that a group of the kids got to do that was kind of a miracle,
Yes.
almost. Maybe you could describe that.
Yeah, we were very fortunate. The Canucks group reached out last week and they donated a suite for the new West Youth Hub. Our staff and volunteers took a group and we had 14 folks be able to go to a Canucks game, a lot of them for their first time ever, going to Rogers Arena. And cherry on top, the Canucks won a game, so even more of a special moment. And it was a great memory for a lot of them.
Wow, that's a great example of a very positive experience that kids can have when they're not necessarily experiencing positive things in their lives. So, um, you know, youth are often, through peer pressure, uh, lured into behavior they wouldn't otherwise fall into. So, I imagine you're creating a space where kids can get away from maybe some of the negative peer pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. We try to build a space that everybody comes in, can feel comfortable, feel welcome and respected. We try to make a sense of a space where they feel like they belong. And a lot of them have described this being a second home for them, where maybe their primary home is not a safe place for them. And we are able to give them supervision and mentorship and bring a lot of positive connections together where they're able to make new friends that go beyond the youth hub. We've had folks go out for birthday parties together and go for dinner, and they never even knew each other before coming here. So there's a lot of great friendships that have formed here as well.
And as people in New Westminster know, New West is very central in terms of transportation. We're directly across from the Columbia Street SkyTrain station. So is the accessibility of this location a factor?
It's a major factor. A lot of kids are on the go, and being able to be so close to two SkyTrain stations in downtown New West, it's been huge for us. And there isn't really anything like that in this area. That is very low barrier and so welcoming it for different age ranges. So yeah, being able to be close to the SkyTrain is huge. And as I mentioned, we do have youth from Surrey, Vancouver, Burnaby, and that really helps with that.
Okay, so is it okay if we go in and have a sneak peek at the Youth
I would
Hub?
love for that.
Okay, so come on, we're gonna head inside and just have a quick peek at the Youth Hub uh, through the doors here. The historic Army Navy. Air hockey. Okay, so Eric, this is a very large space. I know for me, it brings back a lot of memories of shopping here in. I think back in even the 1970s, so many people came through these doors to find deals
Yeah.
on everything, sporting goods and camping gear. So, in terms of the looming funding crisis, what would be the best thing that could happen for the Youth Hub?
Yeah, if we could receive some donations to keep this place afloat, be able to keep the doors open a little bit longer until maybe some other grant opportunities are confirmed. And yeah, it's a lot of the young folks, like I said, don't have a place to go. So this has become such an important structure in their lives.
Right, we're looking at some art projects that were done by the youth here. So it sounds like there's all kinds of different positive experiences that kids can get involved here, as opposed to the many negative things that kids can get into these days. So, okay, anything else you would like to share with people about the Youth Hub?
Yeah, I just want to say that this work cannot be done by one organization or one group of people. We have to support youth as a community. We serve vulnerable populations of young people who are in need of help. And I just want to say thank you to everyone in the community who's taking the time to listen to us and come together. And hopefully we can keep this place running long term.
Okay, thanks, Eric, for sharing this with us today. I know Lower Mainland Purpose Society. It's been around for
Yeah, since
for a
1983.
very long time. It is
Yes.
a long-standing organization based in New Westminster.
Right.
Okay, well there you have it. The New Westminster Youth Hub. Now you know the rest of the story about what's happening inside the old Army and Navy. So thanks again, Eric.
Thank you, Dave.